Last week we worked on the deck plan.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Oh, come on girls, settle down. As I was saying, we worked on the deck plan with the help of cheap, badly graphics crew. But this week will be completely different. We're checking out the solar panel plan with a dedicated expert. Place the panel there, darling. All coming up on Sailing into Freedom!
Hey baby, won't you sail with me out on the rolling sea? We'll find some place to go, maybe down to Barbados. It's an island off somewhere in the middle of nowhere, sailing to freedom, you and me.
Okay, we reckon we know sort of, almost exactly where the solar panels are going to go, but I'm just going to do some cutouts and just check, because we've got two different gradients and we've got ropes going over, sheets and halyards going under the panels. One's at an angle and overshoots. One of the first solar panels at an angle and overshoots the change of angle, so we can't actually have the other solar panel butt up against it. It has to give it a bit of room. So I'm going to go check this out, use some core flute, measure it up, and we should be good. All right, let's go see if it fits. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We wanted 12 panels, but we got 10. The problem is the sheeting for the staysail. It's right in the middle of that panel. We could have fitted it in, but we can't with the sheeting. And so, as you know, I'm saving on dollars, so we're going to have no track. We're just going to have just an aluminium, 15mm shell plate, maybe 800mm long with some holes, so we'll be able to put a block to it and then change the sail like that. We'll change the sheeting position like that. Same thing with the headsail. We've got a little bit of a problem with the headsail. We can't actually they want the track to be at 1.5. Well, I can't do it. I'm not going to lose 3 panels. I'd lose that one, and that one. We just can't afford it. So what we'll do is we'll send it out to 2 meters, and then I'm going to have lugs here and here, and we'll barber haul it in. If we need to get a better sheeting angle, we'll just haul it in from there and from the headsail track, and we'll bring it into about 1.5 meters from the center line. Not the most optimum, but well, I can't lose. I've already lost 2 panels, and I understand I really need the staysail where it is. That's important for bad conditions, but I can't lose 5. That's just ridiculous. I'm just rearranging the panels to try different configurations. This will go close to the center line, but it doesn't really matter since the starboard side is free. This might need some more tweaking, good people, and more consulting with the expert. Here and here. Okay. Now we're going to be using glass panels. More of a pain in the ass, especially we're going to actually be sitting them up on little horses and having the ropes running under and the deck organisers running under them. So it's a little bit of a complicated sort of design, well, more complicated than just laying flexible solar panels everywhere. I really don't want to use flexible solar panels. I had flexible solar panels 7 years ago. Now this might be a bit dated, but I think it's still applicable because I've heard from other boats, and more particularly for you guys getting research on fitting out your boat, check out the winds. They weren't very happy with the power output of their flexible solar panels. I remember when I had flexible solar panels, I think I had 100 watts. I had a whole bunch. I in fact bought a whole range in just to see them, and they all performed about the same. So my 100 watt was giving me about 55 watts in the first year, and then in the second year was dropping to 40 watts. The plastic on top actually was going milky, and so it wasn't allowing in enough light. Well, it was reducing the amount of light hitting the cells. And yeah, at the edges there was, you could see the delamination of the different types of plastic and the cells. And I think that happened to the Winds as well. And how long did the Winds have their boat? Was it under a year or something? The warranty on the life on flexible solar panels should be 5 to 10 years or something, depending on what you read in on the sites on Google. So I'm not a fan, because the power output is markedly reduced and it gets less and less, and the panels don't seem to last the length of time anyway. But you do your own research, people. I did notice that when I was looking up the negatives about flexible solar panels, there's precious little on Google. Now, is this the powers that be that own everything that are pushing all this green energy? Maybe they own all the flexible solar panels too, and they're trying to reduce all that information out there. I don't know. Is this a conspiracy? The other issue is the placement of the panels, and someone with the possibility of putting a foot through one. So that's another problem we're going to have to deal with. So we're going to have adequate walking space around the boom. What was I going to say? There are solar panels that are glass, that are reinforced, they're much stronger, they're very expensive. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, flexible solar panels are also more expensive than the glass panels, but you suss that out for yourself. I was thinking, I'm not going to buy the reinforced panels because they're ridiculously expensive. What I was thinking, I was going to get some foam and I was going to laminate it with carbon fibre top and bottom and have them on little horses on either side, so you can actually, it's quite light, we'll have it somewhere in the back, and if, or maybe we'll have it tethered on bungee cords on the top. That would make more sense. And then if someone is actually doing work on the boat, they can just pull it out and put it over the panel. And so that if they do have the, if they have the tendency to fall on the panel, they might fall on the board itself. But of course you could walk off the board onto the panel. So I don't know. I was thinking of having something about that wide, but I can see the problems in that. We'll work it out, people. Don't you worry. And this is my friend Eddie. He's
Hello,
doing all the
morning.
electricals.
Good morning.
And this is all my gear. Barbecue at the beach. Here we come. All right, let's go. Hello. Hello. These are the guys I play soccer and frisbee with. It's the only thing that keeps me sane, playing frisbee on the weekend mornings. And we also play soccer too. I need to run, people. If I don't run, I go crazy. Beautiful day in paradise. But it'll probably rain at about 3 or 4 o'clock. Raindrops this big. I'm in administration, doing a good job. Top stuff, well done. I know people are used to having beautiful girls in bikinis with me in administration, but unfortunately we're going to make do. I'm trying, but Vietnamese girls, see the sun up here? They're not going to be caught dead at a beach at this time of day, because they want to keep their skin white, so you never see them. I saw one girl once at about 6:30 or after 4:35 p.m. Then you might catch a glimpse. I'm not entirely sure if this is legal. Doesn't matter. We'll just blame it on me, the foreigner, and I'll just plead ignorance. We had another young Vietnamese guy here, but his mum rang him up and he had to go home because his marks in his last exam weren't good enough. So he has to spend his Sunday at home doing maths. I wouldn't have picked up the phone. The good old days when you didn't have a mobile phone, you just left the house and you suffer the consequences around 6:30 p.m. Ah, you want a beer?
Open. Yes.
Apparently we got another kilogram of pork, but I'll go and get some prawns up at the beach. I got thin wheels, and yet the sand is so hard I can ride on the beach. How good's that? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Welcome to the freshest fish market on the planet.
Bao chuẩn từng con ốc, con tiền một con. Cần thiết chị ăn.
How good's this? It's great. I want some live prawns.
Chú đây. Tô mai cho chị. Tôi 200.
Come on. Woohoo! Thank you very much. All right, they're kicking in the bag. Now, because they're so fresh, I'm going to cook them so that the shells go crispy and the heads go crispy, and you eat the whole thing. So obviously most people, when they eat prawns, they peel them. But it's actually better if you cook them just right. It's like a layer of crispiness. And all the sauce that you put on, you don't waste, because when you peel it, it all goes away. Fresh prawns head with all the guts and stuff, absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. But it's got to be fresh. If it's not, you'll get sick. Watch it. Oh, stop it.
Mới cọp đầu tiên rồi.
One thing missing, beautiful girls, but you know, still we got a barbecue. I know you're used to girls with, you know, bits.
Bắt một cậu bé chứ.
I bought European utensils, people, because they can't handle sticks. Try the different sauces. Oh, that's a good one. That's sweet. This is our only shelter. This is bloody hot, people. It's like 35. These are crispy enough. You can eat the prawns with the shells. The good thing about this is it's, you know, full of roughage, and you know when you get an itchy ass, solves the problem about 12 hours later. Really good. And the head is the best. Let's try some sauces. Oh, that one's lemony. Good. This is that. And now for the delicious head.
There is a pepper and salt mixture.
Really good. All the guts, brains, and undigested stuff that they've been eating, which is pretty much all the shit at the bottom of the ocean. Very tasty. Hey, Mr. Hong, have a break. Let's go eat, and we can do that in a bit. So how's the electrical going on my boat?
Getting better.
Eddie's in charge of the electrical. He's really good. Oh. Orange sauce. I think it looks hot. Sweet and hot. I think my favourite's the lemon one. This one. That's my favourite.
Yeah.
I will eat after.
No, there's gonna be none left.
We thought you should try some sauces in this.
The ravenous hordes are getting stuck into it. Me and Eddie. He knows what he's doing. He's eating fish off the carcass, people. What Westerners don't normally do. 'Cause they're too lazy. Carcass eating. It's the best way. Look how fine those bones are. That reminds me of me when I was a kid. He's already built a dam, he's already caught fish. He's a real hunter. We're working on the frisbee at the moment. Here you go. Yep, come on. Well, that was good. Thank you, Mr. Hong.
Yes, very fun.
That's good, it's over. It's getting hot. Vietnam, it's always hot. I'm gonna buy a tarp and I'll use one of these dead trees for a couple of poles. So we'll be in the shade next time, because I think we should do this every weekend.